Hello and welcome to a new video and vlog of the cruise vibes. We are on the river cruise ship SE-Manon. It is day 2 and today we are in Utrecht, staying there the whole day with an excursion to the Keukenhof, and then we are continuing on to Rotterdam, and our route can be seen here on the map. We're starting very early in the morning. I woke up quite early and enjoyed the view out of our cabin, a window, and if you wake up early in Utrecht it's quite nice to open the window and just watch the cruise ships sailing by, as many cruise ships are passing by Utrecht in the morning on their way to Amsterdam, just like in this case the Arosa, Aqua and Brava. They will arrive in the late morning in Amsterdam. We had a different destination. Our plan was not to go to Amsterdam. We stayed in Utrecht and from there we continued with the bus to the Keukenhof, one of the most important sites of the Netherlands. Of course, not before having a nice breakfast on board. But after breakfast it was time to leave our ship. We gathered in front of the ship, waiting until everybody's there and the guides are there, and then we walked a few meters to the bus, and the bus brought us then to the Keukenhof. Keuken is Dutch and means kitchen, and this place has this name because it was earlier on used as a garden for herbs that were used in a kitchen, and that's why it is called the Keukenhof. Nowadays it is a garden and park with millions of flowers, mostly tulips, and it's only open 8 weeks a year, only during the tulip blossom, so around April. And the bus right there took us about 1 hour. We drove past the airport of Amsterdam Schiphol, and soon after we left the highway, and after a few more minutes we arrived at the Keukenhof. Here you can already see some flowers that you can see all over the Netherlands, and here you can already see one of the main problems of the Keukenhof. We arrived there very early in the morning and still there were already like hundreds of coaches, because the Keukenhof is one of the most famous and most visited sites of the Netherlands. It will become extremely crowded during the day, especially if the weather is as nice as today. There will be thousands of people visiting this place, so if you have a problem with being in a group with a lot of people, I would avoid visiting Keukenhof, because this place will get really crowded. We will also see it in the background. There are people everywhere. It was not possible to take any shots without people in the background, and as I heard, this was still a calm day. So be prepared, the Keukenhof is very, very crowded. This is one of the negative things about the Keukenhof, but as you can see, it is actually very, very beautiful there. Due to the difficult weather conditions of the last weeks, the proper tulip blossom hadn't started yet, so it was not as colorful as I would have expected it, but this might have been due to the weather. And there are also some pavilions, some indoor areas where you can for sure see a lot of blossoms, and the first ones were already visible outdoor as well. If you come into the park, the right side was not too spectacular, but the left side was very, very nice. As we had a lot of time, we had about 6 hours in the park. We of course visited all areas of the park. For us it was too long. 6 hours was too much. We were not sure what to do with this time. I'm a person that really enjoys looking at flowers, walk through the garden, through a park, but 6 hours was too much. So at the end we were not sure what we should do, and so we just waited until the bus brought us back to the ship. And the third negative point about the Keukenhof is the food. Here you can see our lunch. Our cruise ship, the SE-Manon, offered some lunch boxes, but I'm not a big fan of lunch boxes, so I thought there will be some kind of restaurant in the Keukenhof and we decided to eat there. But I was not expecting the prices there. The 2 small burgers and fries and the chocomel that you just saw, that would be about 20 euros in other parts of the Netherlands, were 50 euros, so extremely expensive, and it was not bad. It tasted nice, the quality was good, but it was nothing extraordinary, nothing special. and 50 euros for that is extremely overpriced. So I highly recommend bringing food yourself to the Keukenhof. Actually, I would recommend just spending there the morning or the afternoon, but the afternoon it will be more crowded, so rather come in the morning, stay the morning, and then do something else in the afternoon. So if you're not too much into flowers, you just enjoy looking at them, the morning will be enough. 3 hours, maximum 4 hours will be more than enough, so you don't have to eat there and you can save a lot of money, and also it will be enough to see all areas of the park without getting bored in the end. As we had a lot of time to kill, we tried to visit everything in the park, and we also tried to use all the attractions, as there are several attractions in the park, like in addition to the flowers. For example, there's a small path where you can walk on small platforms that are in the water, and from the right angle it looks like you can walk over the water. That was very nice. We took some nice pictures there. You will see it in a second. All of these shots that you can see right now were taken during queuing up for these platforms. It took about 20 minutes until we were able to step on these platforms, as there were so many people in the park that the queue was pretty long. So once again, be prepared, there will be a lot of people in the Keukenhof, as it is a very famous site and the main tourist attraction of the Netherlands. And here you can see those platforms, so actually it's nothing too special, but here you can see it. But I will show you now how it looks from the right angle. It looks quite nice. Here you can see it now. It looks a bit like you are walking on the water. That is actually very nice. And there are several of those smaller attractions, but as I said, you will have to wait and queue a bit until you will be able to use them, as probably there will be a lot of people in the Keukenhof. And then it was slowly time to go back to our coach, and we were looking forward to spend a relaxed evening on board of our SE-Manon, drinking a beer in the lounge, enjoying a dinner, and then enjoying a bit of the landscape without doing too much, as we were walking a lot. And here we are leaving now, as it was now already late afternoon. Way back to the ship took us a bit longer, about 1.5 hours, as there's always a lot of traffic in the Netherlands during rush hour. There were quite a few traffic jams, so it took us a bit longer to go back to the ship. But also the coach ride is quite scenic, as there are a lot of blossoms visible. The tulip fields and flower fields are everywhere in the Netherlands, and you can of course also see them from the bus. Of course, we were taking more or less the same route back to the ship, so we were going past the airport of Amsterdam Schiphol again before arriving back in Utrecht. And as you can see, there was a lot of traffic again on the Amsterdam-Rhine Canal, a lot of ships on their way to or from Amsterdam. And here we are back at our beautiful SE-Manon, our cruise ship. And the excursion that we just did to the Keukenhof was included for all guests on board, as SE Tours is celebrating their 30 years anniversary, and as a small gift they included this excursion to the Keukenhof for all guests on board. So as soon as the coaches were back at the ship, it was time to leave Utrecht, and as we are now continuing on to Rotterdam, we were going backwards on the Amsterdam-Rhine Canal, and meanwhile I was enjoying my beer that I was waiting for. On board of the SE-Manon you can enjoy a Hertog Jan beer, which is one of the best beers from the Netherlands. Here you can see our dinner, which we were also looking forward to after a long and exhausting day. And then we just enjoyed the scenic cruise on the Amsterdam-Rhine Canal, where we turned, and then we soon left it for the Lek Canal, which is just a very short canal connecting the Amsterdam-Rhine Canal and the River Lek. And there's also a lock here on this canal, which is leveling out the two rivers, and Now we are on the river Lek, where we could enjoy a beautiful sunset, and there was also a small fleet gathering at the city of Schoonhoven, where the small cruise ship Normandy was docked. And this ship is also part of the fleet of SE tours. As you can see, it is a smaller and older ship, and it is not used for regular river cruises. It is used for ship and bike tours, and this is also the main concept of SE tours. They just have a few ships doing regular river cruises. Most of them do those ship and bike cruises, and it means that you're staying on a ship, but during the day you're doing an excursion with the bike and the ship is following you. So if you end your tour somewhere else, the ship will be already waiting for you, and that means you can have like a regular round trip with a bicycle, but you do not have to bring your luggage, as your luggage is on the ship and follows you around. So this is the most comfortable and relaxed way to do a big bicycle tour around, for example, the Netherlands, but SE Tours is also offering this on many other areas of Europe. And very late in the evening we arrived already in Rotterdam, the next destination, the destination for tomorrow, and also my favorite city. So as you can see, arriving there is pretty spectacular due to the architecture and all of those lights. It is very nice to see, but as it was already late in the evening, it was now time to go to sleep. Of course, in the next video you will see more of Rotterdam. Here you can see when this video will be uploaded. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link. Of course, here you can also see the name of the song. And as always, I hope to see you in my next video.